Hello everyone, welcome to DevTamin. In this video, we are going to learn how to set up Laravel development by using Herd. Okay, you can go to Laravel Herd on Google and then you will get the link over here. You click on it and there are multiple versions. It also support Mac OS and you can download the Windows version over here. After you click downloads, it's going to download the files for you. The file size is about 249 megabyte, so it's gonna take a bit for download the files. When you take a look at the website over here, and if you go to price, you will see that by default the free version doesn't support MySQL over here. We have to install MySQL separately, and I will teach you in this video how to install MySQL and phpMyAdmin on Herd as well, so you can have a database for your Laravel application. Over here, you can see that Laravel Herd support multiple software. For example, Nginx, PHP. It also support multiple version of PHP. And it support MySQL, but you have to pay for this one. In this video, we only use the free version. We are going to install MySQL separately. Okay? And when the download is done, you just click on the folder over here and then double click on the files. The installation is pretty simple. You just click yes on user account control. Okay, then click finish. And the application will show on desktop over here, or you can search over here. Herd. So we click on the application or hit enter to go to the application. So by default, it will install two services for you. It will install web server, Nginx, and it will install PHP language for you. So if you go to general, you will see the path of the files that if you install Laravel via this software, it will be in this directory. You can add the path if you don't like this path. And you can see PHP over here. You can install PHP over here, and you for example, if you want to use PHP version 8.2, you can install it and check it to run the older version. Okay, and it's also install Node.js for you. You can switch between version easily by using Laravel Herd. Okay, and if you go back to dashboard, this is how you install Laravel via Laravel Herd. Open the site and click add site. You have two options. First, you install new Laravel project, or you want to add the existing projects to Laravel Herd. Right now, I'm going to create new projects, so I pick new Laravel project and click next. For the starter kit, there are multiple options. You can choose Laravel Breeze. This will come with the UI and authentication. Right now, we choose no starter kit. You click next, and then you can name the project. For the project's name, I'm going to name it sample app. And testing framework, you can choose multiple options over here. There's two options, path and PHP unit. And the target location, I'm going to go with default. C drive, user, DevTamin, and Herd. Click next. And it's going to start download the files and install on your computer. You can scroll down to see the installing process. Okay, after the installation is done, the create new site windows will pop up. You can open the application by click on open in browser. So it's going to use the app of the name as the URL, for example, sample-app and .test. And you can close this one. You will see the URL of your application is over here. You can click on this again to open. This is the path of the Laravel files. You can click on it. It will open the windows for you. You can press shift and right click over here, open PowerShell, and you type code dot to open this folder with Visual Studio Code. So you can change the code over here. Over here is open with PHP Storm, and over here you can open terminal over here, and you can type code dot to open with Visual Studio Code as well. Either option work the same. Alright, we have learned how to install Laravel via Herd. The next step, I want you to learn about what if I don't want to install Laravel by using this URI. What if I want to install via Composer? Can I do that? Okay, let me hide this one and hide this one and hide this one. So let me go to Laravel official website. And let me go to documentation and go to installation, scroll down. This is the command that you use to install Laravel via Composer. Copy it, press Shift on keyboard and right click, and then open PowerShell window here. I'm going to install Laravel on desktop. Let me paste it over here. Let me hit enter. So the next command to create Laravel projects is this command, create thing and application. This command is used to download Laravel, but this command is used to create a new application. Okay, let me go back to PowerShell and Laravel, new, and then the application name or the folder name, maybe like test app. Okay, hit enter, and then it's going to ask me which starter kit do I want. I'm going to go with none, and then I'm going to hit enter. By default, the testing that I choose is passed. You can run this command in any directory on your computer. It doesn't need to be on desktop, but I just want you to understand it easily, so I install it on desktop. Next, it's going to ask you which database do you want. So by default is SQLite. So we are going to hit enter to pick SQLite because right now we haven't installed MySQL on our computer yet. And it's going to ask us if we would like to run default database migration. We can hit enter and it's going to execute migration command for us. As you see over here, it's going to create job table, create cache, and create user table. Okay, and then there is recommend command over here. It tells you to go to inside the projects folder. And then I'm going to open this application with Visual Studio Code. Okay. And then I go to terminal, new terminal. Instead of using PowerShell, I am going to switch to command prompt. Let me remove this one. So let me run the application. So I want to run this application on localhost port 8000. I type php artisan serve and hit enter. You will see that by default, Laravel Herd doesn't allow you to run PHP artisan serve, and when you run it, it will fail to listen on IP 127.0.0.1 and port 8000. It will fail. You have to tweak Laravel Herd a little bit. I mean tweak PHP in Laravel Herd. Okay, and here how you can fix this problem. You go here and you go to the Laravel Herd and make a right click. And then you click on open config over here. And then you go to bin. And then you go to PHP 83 because we are using version 8.3. You will see PHP config files over here. And if you right click property, and you will see .ini as an extension. Okay, close this one. Right click over here, open these files with Visual Studio Code. Open it. And then you press Ctrl F. And then you search for variable underscore order. Then click next, and then you will see over here at the line 660, and you just remove E in front of GPCS and then save it. So this is for development value. Okay, you can close it, and then you have to go back to Laravel Herd and you have to stop all service. and restart it again. Every time you make change on Nginx or PHP, you need to restart the services. Okay, and then let's try again PHP artisan serve. Hit enter. Here, it's work right now. Press Ctrl and click on the link over here. You will see Laravel application is running right now. So this is how you install Laravel outside of Herd application. Alright, as I tell you before, we are going to learn how to install MySQL because I want to use MySQL as a database, and we will learn how to install phpMyAdmin as well. You'll see over here that MySQL is not included in the free version, so we have to install it separately. Let's search for MySQL and click on MySQL over here, and then we go to download. You click on MySQL Community GPL download, and then we are going to download this one, MySQL Community Server, and this is the current version, and the operating system is Microsoft Windows, and click on download as the first option, and then click on no thanks, just download the files. If you go back here, why it's download, let me explain this with you. You can use MySQL Workbench if you don't like phpMyAdmin, but I like phpMyAdmin better than Workbench, so I will choose to install phpMyAdmin. Okay, after the download is done, you just go to the download folder and install, and click next and accept the license and choose complete instead of typical, and click on install. Click on yes, and then we are going to click on finish and click on yes on user control, and then you're gonna have MySQL configurator windows over here. Just click next. This is data directory, just click next, and config type, let's put default on this one. Everything is default. Click next, and then the password of MySQL, you can type whatever you want. Over here you can add user as well. So if you want to add user, the first one is the password for root user, but this one is for normal user. Put the password. Make sure you remember the password. Over here you can choose the role, so you can be like admin, role and admin, or you can backup admin, whatever you want. Okay, just the sample. Click on next, and do you want it to start the service every time you open the computer, or you can start it by yourself? Just click next and click next. And do you want to install the sample database like Sakila or World Database? I don't want to install it. Just click next, and then click on execute, and click next and click finish. So if you go to start over here and scroll down to M, you will see MySQL over here. You can click to open configurator, or you can open MySQL command line client, and you can enter the root password over here to access to the database. You can type show database, and you will see all database in the database, and you can create database over here. For example, I type create database, and then the database name. For example, I want to name is Daptamine. I hit enter, and then if I execute show databases, you will see database Daptamine over here. Using command line is quite complicated for beginner developers, so I'm going to teach you how to install phpMyAdmin so you can use GUI to manage your database. Let's search for phpMyAdmin. So phpMyAdmin run on web server, is developed by using PHP, so you can download this over here. and you can close if you don't want to donate them. Okay, when the download is done, just click on the folder over here and copy these files, and then we are going to drive C and go to user and go to deptmin. Deptmin is my current user, so in your computer it might be different from deptmin. Okay, and then go to herd and then paste it over here. So you can extract it over here by click on extract it all, but I'm going to use 7-zip because my computer have 7-zip. It's faster than the extraction that's come with Windows. Okay, you can remove these files and then you go inside here. So if you use if you use the extract program that's come with Windows, it will have another folder. You have to make sure that you have cut and put all files in the first folder. Right now it's in the first folder, so I just rename this one to phpMyAdmin. Okay, and that's it. So if I go back to herd over here, for example, if I open site, I can have phpMyAdmin over here. I can click on here to open phpMyAdmin. See, I can type root as a password, and then I can put my password and I hit login. See, you see deptmin database over here. But over here, you will see that the configuration files need a valid key. A temporary key was automatically generated. So if you go to document over here, it will tell you that you have to add this to phpMyAdmin. And then you have to add it to config files. So if you go to phpMyAdmin and you will see config.sample over here. You just copy these files and paste it. And then you rename these files to be config.inc. And you open this with Visual Studio Code. And over here in Blowfish secret, you have to include 32-byte long string. Let me go back here. Let me close this one and let me go over here. Let's copy this one and put this over here. And save. And save. Close this one. And if you go back here and you put refresh and you put root again and then put password and go log in, you will see the warning notification has been disappear. So, and this one you have to solve. You have to create a storage configuration. Let's click on find out and click on create over here. Okay, everything create. If you go back to home, there is no notification. Okay, the next step, we are going to try to integrate database like MySQL to our Laravel application. Before we have create test app before, right? And we have run PHP artisan serve to run the application. Let me press Control and click over here to open the application again. I think application is over here. Okay. And if we take a look at the code right now, if we go to environment, and you will see that right now it's using SQLite. What if I want to use MySQL? Let's try. So over here, I type like MySQL or MySQL, and DB host is going to be this IP number, and the port is going to be 3306. And database name I'm going to name is test_app, and then database username is going to be root. Database password is going to be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, your might be different for me. So every time you like change .env file, you have to exit PHP artisan serve and run it again. PHP artisan serve. Okay, let's create this database test app. Okay, let's go back to phpMyAdmin. So this is the phpMyAdmin link that I've just installed on Herd. Okay, click on new and then test app and click on create. We have database right now. Let's try if our application is connected to database successfully. So let's open new command prompt and then type php artisan migrate, hit enter, and then go back to phpMyAdmin and click on test. Then you will see this table is created by php artisan migrate command. See. Alright, this is all about this tutorial. I hope it helped you to set up an environment for Laravel development by using Herd and MySQL.